something. I forgot about it in 2 seconds. That's about it. It took me 10 years to find the answer something. I forgot about it in 2 seconds. I don't have anything that's really important to me. That's why everything is beautiful. Can you hear it? The pulses of the living. The ironic rhythm is a grand orchestra. It's never the same tone. Who wants to stop this? There can be. When the violent storm is over, blue sky is more beautiful than ever. You see, I want that, that's all I want. I dream tonight by the waves. I'll just be a practicing. I dream tonight. Please don't stop the flow. I dream tonight with wandering.
Okie dokie, okie dokie. I am here. I am here. I'm just gonna put the timer down. I'm gonna be moving away from the camera a little bit. Just give me a few seconds. What's up, Kisa? Let's see. I saw Dusty in the chat. Fast bikes, starting early. Yes. So here. Let me just look at other things to do. Here we go. Just had to put some layers on. It do be cold like that, Mr. Stancil. But anyways, usually I like to start before 7:15. I have that there as like this is the latest I'm gonna start. And if I need to move it back further, I'll move it back further. But now, here I am, everyone. It's the orange, your favorite orange, who's not annoying. Alrighty, I'm just gonna send the links out to people. And then after that, I will let you guys know that tonight's stream is gonna be a bit on the shorter side. And I don't think there's gonna be an exclusive like segment for X after. Just letting you guys know that now, so you're not disappointed. But I suppose I should inform y'all as to what this stream is all about, really. So we're basically going to be talking about anything and everything autism, from hyperfixations to my own spurgy interests. We're covering some new waters for the channel, but might be stuff this one of the subjects we might actually cover again in the future, and probably in one of those less serious episodes, so to speak. One that isn't so politically charged, kind of like this one, actually. But we got stuff in the realm of lost media. We got we got some lolcow stuff to go over. Let's be real, it's mostly going to be us going over lolcow stuff. I kind of wanted to make one that isn't necessarily about just titling it lolcows or whatnot, like some of my other streams. But yes, it's just another excuse for me to talk about them. But anyways, let's see. I'm gonna move myself over. So, oh, 1 second. 1 second, guys. Or never mind. Okay. So this first thing that we're gonna be talking about, and this is gonna sound very, very, very stupid, very retarded, but I promise you, it is very much in fitting of the theme tonight. It's the finding of the very first Backyardigans pilot episode of all things. Oh man, the search, I have been keeping up with the search to find that, and man, that whole thing is like the epitome of just sheer autism. And we have El Supersonic Q describing just how spurgy this whole thing is, like just the whole saga itself. So let's get started. I'm gonna turn down the volume a little bit.
Around 1 year ago, one of the most infamous searches in all of lost media history had
Yep, this is what so many people were fighting about. So many grown adult men were fighting about and were being assholes about, was a pilot for a fucking kids show. If that's not autism, I don't know what is. Truly, I don't know what is.
Arguably its biggest scandal, in the fact that what we had spent the last 8 years searching for was actually just being privately hoarded under our noses, without us even knowing about it. But also in that 1 year time period,
I hope we're not going to get copyright struck.
If you follow the lost media scene, you probably know that Me and My Friends has been found in its entirety, ending what is considered—
Again, putting things into context here. This is what grown-ass men were bickering and fighting about. Look, I understand when it comes to lost media, right? Like, this has been a very, very long search. But like what Sonic has said, this some guy, some autistic man-child was just hoarding this the whole time. And so many things and all that have just been, it's been so crazy. It really has been.
One of the worst searches
over
of all
this.
time. However, what I haven't done up to this point was conclude the saga in my own way. I said I was going to make one final video discussing the topic, the final events, and my thoughts about it, which is what I'm going to do today. The search team and I had put out a couple videos over the past couple years detailing this search, so consider this the finale to the trilogy, and this video will pick up where the last one left off. If you haven't seen the other two yet,
don't worry about seeing the other two. You guys can watch it on your own time. We're just kind of what made this particular piece of lost media kind of extend out to the greater internet thing beyond the lost media community was the fact that it was just the history behind it, and also the fact that it's like you had a bunch of grown-ass men. It bears repeating. You had a bunch of grown-ass men, very autistic, mind you, who were just gatekeeping this for no reason. A fucking pilot to a children's show. I keep having to say that.
You might want to check them out first. But the short version of them is that the live-action pilot for the Backyardigans, called Me and My Friends, had been lost in its entirety for 8 years. And after doing extensive amounts of research in that time period, we discovered through a comment that was left on an article, the admins,
first of all, just the fact that there's a fucking Backyardigans wiki is, that's very telling. That's very telling about the type of person who would even make a site like that in the first place. Autism, and it really is quite the disorder. I'm glad I don't have this version of the tism, that's for sure.
Of the Backyardigans wiki had meddled in our search efforts to hoard and protect the copy they had all along. So we're in December 2024, and the last video comes out that shows that comment, proving they allegedly had the pilot the whole time. And I think it sort of did the job it was supposed to do. While I initially did not want to believe the admins were gatekeeping the pilot, or had intentionally steered us in the wrong direction for as many years as they had, it became almost impossible to assume—
Again, all over the fucking Backyardigans pilot. I thought I was pretty on the spectrum, you could say, but that's a whole other level right there.
that we were interpreting this in—
It's not like mine, which is history, firearms, and being a depressive, miserable shit.
correctly.
I see,
there was
Dusty,
some
I
small
see.
detail we were overlooking.
How was your
that really
Thanksgiving, by the
explained
way?
what this meant. It was as clear as it could be, and we had to accept the fact that it was being hoarded, and we were misled. At that time, our original video was also a little outdated, as some more questions and inconsistencies had been noticed. So we decided to make that second one that would highlight all of this. It would be a way to tell those who followed the search what exactly was going on, and why the updates were slow too. In a way, I almost felt like it was our role to do this, as the comment about the hoarded copy was just about as damning as it could be. And to be clear, we did reach out to some of the admins on Discord.
Let's see. It was brought to my attention that a comment posted by Melodilos back in 2016 claims all the admins of the Backyardigans wiki have the pilot. Both pilots, actually. I'd like an explanation about this, as when we discussed the topic back in 2021, you suggested you didn't have one and were in about the same spot as we were in your search, with the exception of a few more contacts. Our
chats before the video went live, looking for some kind of explanation, but as expected, we never got any, so it went out. In the context of the video itself, it was almost like a bomb going off, to both the search and the community. I mean, how could it not have been received in any other way? To think that there were people directly involved with—
Again, just look, the fact that this page exists in the first place, again, you pattern recognition people. What type of person would make a fucking wiki site for the Backyardigans of all things? A fucking children's show that I used to watch a lot when I was a kid. Use your brains, people, for just 1 second.
With the Backyardigans community, and now the search
man.
itself, as we had directly talked to them, purposely misleading us and derailing our efforts. There is no excuse for that. I could not believe that we spent the past 3 years acquiring false information and being told wrong information. Or at least from...
This is a special kind of autism. It's like you want to... I don't know what it is. It's not defending your hyperfixation. It's like, I mean, obviously the act is hoarding the tape itself, but I don't know what this is. I don't know what kind of sperg behavior this is.
What we could verify was false. At the time, I still didn't know for
It's actually rather Jewish behavior, if you ask me.
certain if everything they had told us was false, or if only some of it was. But nonetheless, it didn't really matter, because the word was spreading. While the video absolutely achieved what we wanted it to achieve, and simply informed the audience of what we discovered, it also had an unintended consequence, in the form of harassment and vandalism. Not long after the video gained traction, the Backyardigans wiki was severely vandalized in a sort of turf war, and messages were being left on the profiles of the admins.
Look at these comments, guys. Oh my goodness. My goodness, guys.
Stating how
If I had to guess, it's like people who hoard Funko Pops. I guess. Actually, that makes a lot of sense, Dusty, now that I think about it.
cowardly and pathetic they were. Obviously, we did not intend for this to happen or call for it to happen. And from what I heard, this was mostly coming from unaffiliated groups.
Oh, what's up, Nello? How are ya? We're just talking about the fucking just how spurgs, spurg behavior and hyperfixations and in that regard, and this is a prime example of such spurg behavior and hyperfixation over a fucking pilot to the Backyardigans of all things. So we're just kind of learning how spurgy the spurgs who run the fucking wiki site that exists for some reason. We're just learning how spurgy they truly are.
Separate from the Lost Media Wiki or my own audience. But it did sort of create this chaos regarding the topic that I think was really
You saw Vintage Warfare's reaction to a Redditor who hates gun collectors. Oh man, I have not, Dusty, I have not. I don't think I'm gonna add any bonus segments tonight. We're just kind of focusing on what I have on offer. And I'm not gonna be here for very long, to tell you the truth. Well, of course I'm still gonna be here or whatnot. I'm just saying in terms of tonight's stream, I'm not gonna be on for too long like I usually am. But let's continue.
misguided.
But yes,
Because
that is
I even said
very
in that video,
spurgy.
I didn't care that they had the pilot. We weren't going to get it anyway if we hadn't by now, and the search team would keep looking to find another one. But for some reason that translated to, if we harass them hard enough and intensely enough, they'll give us the pilot for it to stop. Which of course did not happen anyway. I still do not harbor any anger for the admins, and I don't hold any grudges for how they treated us. The only thing I ever wanted from them was an admission that yes, they had the pilot and steered us in the wrong direction intentionally. But at the time, we did not get that. Only a cryptic message from one of their profiles.
What is going on? So many new accounts are vandalizing pages and mentioning the Lost Media Wiki. All this immature vandalism harass. And now, why would you vandalize a site like the Backyardigans Wiki? That's equally spurky behavior from people who mistook the memo. Holy shit. Autism. That man said Labubus and Pokemon cards are more useful in an economic collapse situation than, say, a gun. My head hurts thinking about that.
During the vandalism.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me.
Remarked something like, and the Lost Media Wiki wonders why they didn't get the pilot for the way they behave. Which to me was an admission of some kind, since they did not try and refute any of the accusations.
Tell you the truth, fellas, the whole thing of Lost Media, you do need to have a special kind of flavor of autism not only just be interested in it, but also like participate in searches or whatnot. It's like you need to have the kind of autism that that you're able to connect things together, even truly think outside of the box. That is a good skill in itself, but people, especially spergs like myself, can take things too far, and it is part of our condition. But man, the fact that a site like the Backyardigans wiki got so heavily vandalized, I would expect something like that on I don't know, I would expect that kind of behavior from like the Shardy, not the Lost Media wiki community. The Shardy are very good at site vandalization, but I have a feeling they would find this whole thing to be just like, oh wow, this is really fucking childish.
We made in the video, and once again, only doubled down on blaming the Lost Media wiki for why
I'd expect that on Guilty Gear stuff. Yeah, my spurginess. Why do you think I played one of the songs from Strive? Like Strive in particular is one of my hyperfixations. Are you talking about Bridget? Are you talking about Bridget Dusty? he was one of my hyperfixations for sure.
Things ended up this way.
He was.
Needless to say, the response and toxicity were cranked up to an all-time high, and since the year was ending, the search group decided to let everything simmer down and take a break before continuing at all.
Yeah, by the way, for the troons who might be watching this, Bridget is a man in Guilty Gear. Bridget is a man. It's that's canon.
So then 2025 rolls around, and those early months might have been the most desperate point in time for the search team because we were really stretching our contacts to the limit. We did have an ongoing list of people to reach out to that had been updated over the years, but the names were almost gone.
I do love the SpongeBob images in this. That's also... I love the SpongeBob images in this video. It's definitely triggering my Spurg receptors. It's pattern recognition.
Hoping maybe they found more
Especially
information
that
from
one.
when we first reached them. But almost as quickly as that idea was implemented, it failed in record time. One of the oldest leads we had that Burr talked to, who first got us in contact with the guy with the tapes, had stopped responding months ago, and every time we messaged him after that, he never came back. The actual guy with the tapes also never responded again, though I'm not sure if he was sabotaged or if something else happened, because later on we discovered...
Who the hell? I mean, I get Nickelodeon might try to sabotage something, but who the fuck would actually try to sabotage this? All right, we're dealing with autism and hyperfixation here. It seems like that would be the Backyardigans wiki admins. Seems like they would be the ones to try to sabotage the search. Also, do they do what they did out of greed? I mean, one doesn't simply hoard on to something like that and not sell it.
Business website went offline, and a separate group had actually found that, then messaged it. There was also a guy I reached out to a couple years ago that believed he had tapes from Nick Studios Florida in storage, but wasn't sure what was on them. Over the years, I had asked if he ever looked or dug them out, but he never even saw any of my follow-up messages after the first couple I sent. Then there was also a whole side arc with a tape library and requesting copies of content, but you'd probably need credentials to do that, and the only guy we talked to from there said all of Viacom's tapes were sent back to them. During all of this contacting,
the Jews who run Viacom who disrupt the search for a fucking children's show pilot.
Oy vey, guys. How are we gonna disrupt the search of the pilot? Oh, I have an idea. We're gonna take all our tapes back from the Library of Congress.
Or whatever that institution was.
There was really only one big lead that I did briefly get in touch with after I revisited one of my old contacts. Based on the connections both of these crew members had to each other, I asked my guy for a direct contact to the other guy, which I was actually given. It was the email address to someone who oversaw basically every single Nick Studios Florida production, and for a long time, we had believed was the key to solving the entire puzzle. The guy used to be very public online until he became an elusive figure. But now with his email, his personal email, we could ask him everything we wanted to about a copy and the production itself. I emailed the address and got a reply shortly after.
You see, this is the kind, like, what L Supersonic is doing. This is how you're actually supposed to go about lost media searches. It's diligent content, finding contacts, asking around those contacts to find further contacts. That's what you're supposed to do. And that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I actually think that's a good use in actually teaching you how to network with people. It's actually really cool. But this situation, it is a little different, and it's because of a bunch of spergs who are hoarding copies of something that they should have released a long time ago.
To my surprise. But unfortunately, also to my surprise, he admits that Me and My Friends was the one project he did not work on very much, and didn't even visit the set during filming, which meant it was very unlikely he would have a copy of it. He even outright stated that, but did say he
learning to be sociable and asking reasonable questions. Well, yeah, that is
he would check and might
that
even
is
have some
a
logo
good
designs
thing
and
to
stuff
learn.
like that. But he either forgot or didn't actually have anything, because to this day I never got another email from him, even after a follow-up. So between that and a variety of new hoaxes that popped up, we were just at a loss once again. And like always, I decided I would put it on the back burner and revisit it when something new showed up. But little did I, or anyone else on the search team know, that would only be a couple months later, in June, when things got really strange. It was late June, after a big couple months for other pieces of lost media that showed up, when I got a DM from someone in our group to go into VC with no other context. I had no idea what this could have been in relation to. Maybe something about Slamfest, or just a topic unrelated to lost media. But to my surprise, it was about Me and My Friends. It felt like it came out of nowhere, but shish.
Yeah, that's how it felt for me too. If it wasn't for my friend Marcus, I think his name Marcus Blackwell on X, I would not have learned about the fact that this search was finally over. So shout out to you, Marcus. You're an awesome guy.
From the Lost Media Busters had informed us that a sarcastic tweet he posted caught the eye of someone with access to media archives, and that he would be giving Shish a copy of Me and My Friends for all the hard work they do in the community. None of us could believe the pilot could just appear out of thin air like that, and in fact I almost didn't believe it at all. We've seen some pretty elaborate hoaxes before.
Yeah, Marcus, he's a really jolly good fellow.
Another one? Well, because screenshots were actually posted to the Lost Media Wiki Discord server as proof that it was the real deal. And yes, they indeed were authentic. New frames we had never seen before, and even a card with the pilot's title. This was it. It was concluding that night. All we'd have to do is wait for the file to be uploaded and transferred to Shish, then the topic would be found. While we were waiting, a few of us decided to go on Twitter and post some cryptic memes in anticipation of its upcoming release, believing that it wouldn't be very long.
Vague posting, a Spurg's weakness, because vague posting naturally makes us want to ask, well, what, who, what, where, why, and how.
Before we would get to see it, until panic set in. Not long after the file transfer had begun, the uploader cancelled it directly and told Shish to delete the portion of it he had received. Upon questioning what happened, the owner then claimed it was not the right time to release it, while
oh, not the right time to release it. Well, when would be the right time to release it? Like, the 10-year mark of the search? I swear, this is very, very autistic reasoning right there. Oh, the funny thing is, too, it's like, when we're being vague, right? When Spurgs like myself are being vague, we are actually quite good at that. We are quite good at vague posting, but we're not very good at understanding other people's vague posting.
Sporadically changing their username and profile picture.
Oh, what's up, subjective?
And while
subjectively
telling Shish
objective.
all of this, They were posting in the Lost Media Wiki Discord server that they would trade the pilot for media they themselves were looking for, or for a money exchange.
Of course, money. Money. They don't know. No, I'm not gonna sing Cash Crabs for you guys. Maybe in the future, but I wouldn't be surprised if if the guy who was trying to get money out of this was Jewish.
Everything seemed to crumble before our eyes, and we were in disbelief that we were so close.
I have insomnia, and so I am here. Oh, gotcha. Hopefully, I don't know if I want to put you to sleep. This is very spurgy stuff. I think stuff like this prevents people from falling asleep easily.
And then ruined it all prematurely. I was a little worried that it was actually our tweets that made him change his mind, as if they had drummed up too much attention. But then I realized that those images he shared were public in the Lost Media Wiki Discord server, and had actually been posted in full to Twitter on other accounts, where they gained like 100,000 views. So if there was a concern over attention being drawn to that user's copy, it certainly was not from us directly. Anyway, our feeling of joy quickly turned into one of despair, not knowing if we would ever get another chance to get a copy in such a way like this, or how long it would even take to have another chance. It felt like a 1 in a million opportunity, so we started packing it up.
It's this meme.
I see a link to a YouTube video that said it was the pilot. I really did not believe this, and thought someone had just taken those images and made a troll video to piss on everyone's cereal. But I couldn't have been more wrong.
We're just gonna leave it here at this shot. Well, we're gonna continue, obviously, but I want to pause this here because this is so funny. It's just Patrick's hyper-realistic eyes. Let's see. I try to listen to ASMR and then see Imi Biju, and it's over just like that. My evening's ruined. Yeah, that fucking whore. Yes. I am making a video about VLore in the future and why I think they're all scumbags. That'll be fun. No controversy at all. Yeah.
Once again, we were suddenly back on Cloud 9 and had to rally ping everyone again to get back into the call, where for the first time in almost 30 years, we were able to see what the original interpretation of the Backyardigans looked like, and what we had spent the last 8 years searching for. It was finally over for real. Me and my friends was found. But of course, while the media itself was now found, it left a lot of questions unanswered, like where the copy came from and what the reaction was like from the Backyardigans wiki admin.
I have a feeling if I could recall, I think the wiki admins were like coping, seething, and sneeding. And most definitely sneeding. Because like,
No, our monopoly on this thing is done. My whole worldview is crashing in around me.
Perhaps they were behind this after all. Well, as for the source of the copy that first hit YouTube, that came from a 4chan thread, though apparently there were several different threads that popped up at the time discussing the topic.
What the hell?
So my theory about what happened is that
okay, that actually makes sense. 4chan of all places, of course, would be the ones to try to ruin a Sperg's hyperfixation. That's kind of what they're known for.
once word got out that someone in the public space had a copy of this, and was seemingly willing to share it, it essentially opened the floodgates for anyone else who owned it to beat them to the punch. Because as it turns out, in the aftermath of all of this, I even got DMs from people I worked with on other searches that said they had contacts who confirmed to own copies as well. So I really think this pilot was not nearly as
4chan is known for many things. That is very true, Dusty.
lost as it seemed, and rather the people that had it just didn't want to stick their neck
I mean, 4chan was the reason why we learned about Chris Chan. If it wasn't for that 4chan thread in regards to Sonichu, I don't think, I think Chris's life would have been very, very different. They did the right thing. They did the right thing there, just releasing the video.
Would be the first one to break the ice. This is coupled with the fact that Nickelodeon had recurring issues of people stealing their content for the past couple years.
It's the second cesspit of the internet next to Reddit.
Wow. Hey, it's me, Jim from r/cuckoldry. That's problematic. You can't talk about why our lifestyle is objectively immoral and dark masculine, as in it's not good masculine. Yeah, that's a whole rabbit hole right there. All because I said a stupid joke because Reddit was mentioned.
And word on the street that they had actually just digitized a new copy of Me and My Friends that was possibly going to be used for an anniversary or special release. I can't verify the latter, if that is indeed what they were going to do with it, but my point is, people absolutely had this. Because even if we look at the wiki admins and their copy, the one that was hoarded, that was apparently acquired sometime in the early 2010s, supposedly from an internal company database. So how the hell did they manage to get that back then? The details and claims were so wildly varied, it's still pretty hard to follow. I think one of the Backyardigans wiki admins, M, even had attempted or was
from
planning
Reddit,
to
that's
upload
based.
their copy before the other ones leaked. Which leads me to the resolution of the story.
Yeah, one thing Spergs are not very good at is conflict resolution. I try to be somewhat decent at it. It's still hard for me.
Following the upload, victory
Good
celebration,
job, you have a
and then
soul.
more harassment and antagonizing of the Backyardigans wiki admins, which felt really pointless because the search was over, M did eventually come forward in one of our group chats privately, where they finally gave us that admission I was looking for. Yes, they had a copy well before I even made my first video about the topic, but
Even years back, I thought the harmless, non-sensitive stuff from X should be released to the public. I have old emails to prove this too, but other admins would beg me not to share stuff from there for various reasons. Some valid and others a little crazy. Autism, that's obvious. But it was all in the realm. Okay. We are gonna get into literally the next subject. We're gonna get into another group of people who have an odd fixation with children's show and are part of a quote-unquote fandom. It's really weird and retarded. Let's see. After I calm down and think about it, I do try to make amends.
It stated
Yeah,
they were
that
more of a
is
victim
true,
in all
that's
of
true.
this simply by association. Any content or information that was acquired was meant to be kept to the admins and only them, and that letting any of it leak
Not wanting to rock the boat and upset these people, I didn't upload anything at first. Eventually, S gave me the okay to release bits and pieces of things. HD episode, high-res character artwork, against and the Sheehan's wishes. But not the pilot or production material. Even mentioning uploading the pilot caused certain people to fly into a rage! As if this file was a prized possession or something. No, not quite bronies. They've had their time in the sun before. But other people who are way too into like baby shows or whatnot. Like people who are grown, truly grown ass men who should be doing better things in their life and not just merely appreciating the stuff they grew up with, but are just like part of some deranged fandom. That's who we're talking about next. But yes, it's like, my goodness, you have the key to just end the search, so to speak, but you don't because of autism.
would result in what was basically blackmail. That's the
My goodness, people were gonna get doxxed over this. Oh my goodness, how us Spurgs are also a rather vindictive people at times. I mean, I could hold a grudge for a while personally. I'll tell you that much.
basis for why they couldn't be honest with us during those early 2020 chats with them. Though personally, I still don't know why the admins even bothered to reach out at all. Like, they were the ones who accepted our friend requests and stuff. It seems like it would have been easier to just ignore us entirely, but maybe derailing the search fit the agenda.
Clout, my friend. clout. You're like one of the bigger channels who covers lost media. Especially in regards to this search, they would definitely want to keep you in their good graces, so to speak. I chalk up most of my traits to my ethnic makeup, being German, Austrian, and Scotch and Irish. Gotcha.
Yeah, more than just ignoring us would have. To this day, I still never got an exact answer on whether or not the whole death threat saga and lawyer email were fake, but based on the stories I've heard about how this community operated back then, and of course the evidence we dug up ourselves in the last video, I would say there's almost no chance it was real. It was just part of their initiative to cover up.
As for the pilot itself, I'm still genuinely interested in finding production photos plus bonus footage, so I continued to reach out to crew members myself. This is where the photo from, actually one of these ex-users under a new name, came from, as I shared it with them, but certain people went to great lengths to interfere with my search, as well as the newer searches led by the Lost Media Wiki. Based everything except the Irish, boo, culturally autistic and culturally vindictive.
Up the topic and search, so they could keep the pilot to themselves. And that leads me to the aftermath and conclusion of this search, looking back at all of it and how exactly it will be remembered going forward. In my opinion, this is without a doubt the worst lost media search I have ever been a part of. Not because of how long it took, and certainly not because of the people I worked with. Actually, I made some of my best friends online through this topic. But taking all of that away, and reducing it down to what it truly represents, this is a case study of all the worst parts of a search. At least to me. I definitely think some of my colleagues would feel differently about that, and some of them even think it's very fitting that getting leaked on 4chan was how it ended, but personally, what will sting the most for me for this topic looking back is how its purity was tarnished over the years. I remember the days when I—
Wait, what? Purity? What?
used to just browse the Lost Media Wiki and make videos about anything I wanted to, simply because I found it interesting. And also because most people online back then didn't even know that a lot of this stuff existed. So my videos and the viewers were gaining something from that experience. But then the fake death threat hits, and forces a takedown of the video, derailing the topic entirely for the next 3 years. Sewer Reviewer makes his video about the search and revives the topic, only for us to be tricked for another 3 years, and deceived from a community we trusted. As these events unfolded, the topic became less about what it represented, and more about the drama that followed it. If this had been any other topic, in the same circumstance, the response would not have been like that. It was only because of how sinister the public perception of me and my friends had gotten by that point. Not to mention—
Again, it bears repeating over and over and over again. This is all about a pilot episode of the Backyardigans. I did not think something like that could make people be so vindictive. Truly, I didn't think that was the case. But here we are, and it's all thanks to a little-known neurological disorder called autism.
The general
that I
grinding
have.
nature that often resulted in being ghosted by contacts or unfulfilled when you get a vague or unhelpful response. These aspects of any lost media search in general can make the team feel defeated and lose interest, and it was overly abundant here. There are almost no moments I can recall when a lead became the turning point of a search in a positive way. It was either never there at all, or there were always strings attached to it.
If people lose their minds over less, yeah, that is true. Kind of a byproduct of the fake synthetic world we live in, but that's another rant for another time. People fight over Pokemon cards and buy them up in such numbers, the target audience can't acquire them. You know, kids. That's true as well. I'm surprised. Like earlier today, speaking of Pokemon cards, earlier today I finally got my first Elite Trainer box. You know, got some extra income or whatnot, and man, even so. Because local card shops have to stay in business somehow, right? Naturally, they are going to mark up the price of things, but it's like, holy shit. If I have a feeling if 2020 never happened, I have a feeling Pokemon cards would be a lot more affordable, you know? But then again, I will say if you're if you're actually trying to build a deck or whatnot, it is very cheap. in comparison to other card games.
And then, of course, at its resolution.
But actually getting product, it's like that is part of the fun of playing a trading card game, is opening up packs. And the fact that it's pretty expensive to get packs, and also the fact that they like just every time there's a shipment of Pokemon cards, they're always sold out, especially of the more recent sets. They're always sold out. Kind of makes it hard to, actually enjoy that part of the card game. Not merely just playing it, but also opening stuff up and, having a fun time with that. Sorry, I had to sneeze.
Solution was the gatekeeping nature of the Backyardigans.
Yes, us
wiki
oranges
admins,
sneeze.
who sort of poisoned the well and then shifted the story to almost be entirely about them last year. I just can't come up with very many redeeming or valuable components of this search, other than general persistence. But even then, it's not like we found it ourselves, someone on 4chan did. Sure, you could argue that without that persistence and Shish's tweet and all of that, there never would have been such mounting interest in getting it uncovered. But I know for certain, the narratives that were built were more of that driving force than actually wanting to see the pilot itself. Like, in another timeline, I just think about.
There's a video by Blame It on Jorge about exactly just how autistic the search got, and just how crazy people were over this. But bless the random chanter that released the video. Yes, I agree. I think that was the good Lord saying, stop bickering over a fucking Backyardigans pilot.
About how this search was conducted differently. And even if the majority of this search was different, but the wiki admins still had the pilot the whole time, if they were just upfront about why they couldn't release it, I would have been fine with that. They could have even made up some kind of excuse, like it couldn't have been released for copyright reasons or anything like that. But once again, it was this long, drawn-out deceiving process. It's just so unfortunate that the story played out like that. And as someone who had been following this topic since 2017, that is truly how I feel about it. No amount of justification will change my mind to the point of grouping it in with Slamfest or Jumper or more modern day wide searches that are largely positive in their history. I would have loved to have seen a copy of this show up in my email from a contact that took 2 years to reach and finally solidified it as a pillar of the subculture, along with.
I guess in regards to that, it's like lost media being found on somewhere like 4chan. I don't think that's a bad thing. I really don't. I think they clearly had their own reasons to upload it, and it should have been a much more positive thing. But I definitely did see in the lost media community that it's like, oh, this shit is finally over. We are done with this. Let's move on.
With the day with SpongeBob,
I kind of felt the same way too, not gonna lie.
Cracks, Clockman, and Crybaby Lane. And while I do think me and my friends could stand along these other classics, given the
what's up, Rexus? You missed out on some quality Scurvy rants.
Criteria and
so
scope
far.
its search covered, I will personally always place an asterisk next to it for the fact that it lacks one key factor compared to its contemporaries. The search for me and my friends will not be remembered for its heart, and only for its obligation.
Yep, I can actually agree with that. Again, it's what happens when a bunch of spergs are way too into their hyperfixation, and they purposely make things harder for the rest of us. Other spergs included. But I think we get the point of this. Now, let me see. I'm just gonna check notifications before we continue with our next one, because our next subject in regards to all this is truly deranged. We get to see just how crazy things actually can get in regards to just, how spurgy things can get. Well, I've been playing Fallout New Vegas, and I'll help Caesar's Legion win. Based Rexus. But anyways, so for this next one, we're definitely not watching the full thing, for sure. I mean, again, it's an hour long, and I don't have all day. to tell you the truth. But we are going to be seeing just more the negatives of the autism spectrum, so to speak. The deranged gang of trained psychopaths bully 11-year-old boy. You see what I'm talking about? You see what we're covering here? Base would be in Independent, California. I see. I've never played New Vegas, but I know that a lot of people like Caesar's Legion in regards to like one of the factions. But I could see where you're coming from too. I'm just not totally familiar with the story of New Vegas.
1 hour before the documentary. This is a documentary, chat. This is big business.
Apparently.
Serious stuff. Oh.
But yeah, this is made by, Deadwing Dork is reacting to this. If you don't know who Deadwing Dork is, he covers a lot of strange individuals, and that's putting things lightly. And by strange individuals, I mean truly deranged individuals. And it seems like the online Thomas the Tank Engine community is full of these deranged psychopaths.
Oh boy, I think I've got a good feeling about this.
Okay, that's another video done. Now, let me just see what the date is.
Oh, motherfucker, it's edited! This shit is edited! Let's see, I like the Legion for one reason. Autocratic totalitarian rule, and their currency is gold and silver based. Well, democracy sucks and Caesar's Legion is strong. Mars Ultor or something along those lines.
Oh, it's my birthday. No wonder I've been getting so many text messages and presents. Well, I only have 5 hours left. Nothing can possibly ruin my birthday now.
What do you mean? What do you mean it's your birthday? You only have 5 hours. You were working all the way up until like the last 5 hours of the day, and you only... Okay.
Oh, crap.
That's... Okay, apparently that's the name of the kid. Like some 11-year-old kid. And this fully grown man is just attacking him for no fucking reason.
It's Judah.
Do you see what I mean, my friends?
Hey, Judah. What's up?
Hey, I got something important to tell you.
Oh, really? What is it?
Hayden's starting a drama again.
Oh
Ugh,
my god,
don't remind
Hayden
me of this
again.
kid. I've had enough of his drama already.
Oh, no! Oh, no! An 11-year-old kid who should not be on the internet is starting drama? Whoa, no! First of all, why are there any people below the age of 18 who are using the internet in the first place? And that poor kid, I will say that poor kid, it's probably gonna, this whole thing is probably gonna, like, scar him for the rest of his life.
Yeah, but something has to be done about this.
Yeah, I agree. Something must be done.
Something must...
What? What do you mean by that? Something must be done. You tell him, get the fuck off the internet. That's what you should do. You shouldn't even be entertaining an 11-year-old kid in your little hyperfixation community. You shouldn't be doing that.
Must be done.
Hold on, Judah. I'll be right back.
A few moments later.
What did he say?
He's had enough of Hayden too, as well as JJ, Tom Tank Productions, and some other guys. If only...
Oh my god, chat members.
This is so
Or some might
retarded.
say users, you better just buckle up your seatbelts. You better tell all of your friends and loved ones that this is happening.
You gotta be shitting me. You gotta be shitting me. This whole thing. You gotta be shitting
We
me.
can show the bad stuff that Hayden did to everyone.
Ooh, I have an idea. Why don't we make a documentary about this kid? Then the whole world will know of his existence and everything he has done.
Oh man, the fact that okay, let's back it up here. So this is all taking place in the Thomas the Tank Engine community. Okay, understand that. You thought the search for me and my friends was bad? You thought that was the worst example of autism on the internet? Oh no, you ain't seen nothing yet. Some of the craziest autists I've ever met were the train autists. I'm telling you, or the vehicle autists. Oh man, that kid is in for a world of hurt. I can guarantee that. And the fact that these fuckers are basically just trying to destroy a kid's life over something that really doesn't fucking matter at the end of the day. Yes. That should be rather concerning, to say the least.
Yeah, that does sound like a good idea. Now, if only we had
Sounds like a
popular YouTuber
fantastic
that could
idea.
also share their side of the story about.
Look in the comments section.
Wait, what?
Does sound like a good. What?
The nightmare this kid gave me from TTTE guy.
I'm all for the internet being heavily regulated and censored because of these people. I hesitate to call them people, and I'm unhinged, and I am unhinged, and I say unhinged things. That is true, Dusty. That is very true. I do think stuff like this, it's just a reason why I'm not the biggest fan of the First Amendment or free expression, because if this is what you're doing, I very much question what you're doing with your free time beyond this.
Frank, you may have gone a little too far.
The time has come. The time is swell. Listen up, Hayden. You're going to hell.
Going to hell because you upset some man children on the internet.
Disclaimer. The following video contains lots of...
The following video contains lots of swearing and nasty stuff not meant for a general audience. However, we still encourage kids to keep... Why do you want kids to watch your videos? Why do you... Why? Oh my goodness. It's one thing. It's one thing to talk about, you know, one of your favorite shows growing up as a kid, right? In my undergrad years, there was a guy that I was kind of friends with. If I didn't really have anything else to do, I was kind of done playing WoW. I'd just go to the general lounge of the dorm, and you know, another friend of mine, just for the sake of like nostalgia, watch an episode of Thomas or two, right? And I was just like, oh man, I remember watching this show a lot as a kid. I'm glad it still holds up. This is something I like. By the time I have kids, this is the older episodes of Thomas. It'd be stuff I'd be happy to show them, right? But these people make their whole worldview and life surrounding fucking Thomas the Tank Engine. It's called ad revenue, Scurvy. Right. I forgot these people are monetized on YouTube. They make money off of off of shit like this, or used to. I don't know. 500 subs, like, if you're gonna get monetized on YouTube, you need to have like 1,000 these days. Absolutely, I could see why that's the case. The old system was rife with exploitation, and it's like, in regards to YouTube changes or whatnot, I was like, absolutely, I could see why YouTube wants channels with at least 1,000 subscribers, because it shows that you have some skin in the game, you have a niche or whatnot. But this guy doesn't even have 1,000 subscribers, so it would seem. I wouldn't be surprised if he has more now, even though it's a kind of a niche community. Rum Diary was a great movie. I see. Never seen it.
However,
So this is even down to the fucking disclaimer and everything. The only thing separating this from Dogs Eating Dog 6 is the lobster font right now. Oh, guys, he even said it.
All right. I remember. I think it was like, was it last year or 2 years ago? I was talking with Chaz about Dogs Eating Dog 6. I remember just how deranged that guy was. He was always yelling at kids because the kids knew how to piss him off, And they pissed him off good. He's like, and you need to shut up about Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story, and if you don't, I am going to rip your fucking head off. Now you do not talk shit about Dark Bowser. You do not talk shit about Fall 4. You know, just shit like that, right? That was that whole guy's MO, was just yelling at children because they pissed him off over not being exact about his hyperfixation. Is this going to be more of that? That is just really funny right there.
He even said it.
This with your child. Let this be a lesson to your children of what not to do on the internet. Because what this user has done...
You never see it coming.
He even fucking said it. Oh, it's beautiful.
...could possibly traumatize your life forever.
He said the line.
What the fuck did this kid do? I'm placing my bets on nothing. Honestly, I'm placing my bets on nothing.
He said the line, Bart. User rip. User rip.
Today we're gonna play Geometry Dash. I don't know why, but it's the highest rated game on the iPhone store.
What does this have to do with anything?
He currently has over 100 million subscribers worldwide. How did he get there, you might ask? Well, there's a bunch of reasons.
What the fuck does this have to do with bitch lasagna?
The reason I think we can all agree on is that he earned his popularity. And so came a plethora of YouTube channels that follow their success on the YouTube algorithm. Some totally awesome, and some that follow their success on the YouTube algorithm. Some
awesome. Oh dear. It's not like I made 2 streams last year in regards to the whole Chris Tyson situation. Nope. It totally wasn't that. Ah, fuck, man. Oh, fuck.
Totally awesome, and some
don't even get me started on Chris Tyson.
Questionable. They all have one goal in mind, to make themselves present on YouTube and...
Wow, this is like a whole actual video, like it's a commentary video that's got a whole point about the grand scheme of YouTube. You've really got me on this one. This is higher concept.
This isn't autism, this is severe Down syndrome. I wouldn't be surprised. Genuinely, I would not be surprised. Okay, I'm not liquored up. I'm not liquored up enough for this, so I will be right back. All right, you guys can wait a few minutes.
It took me 10 years to find the answer to something. I forgot about it in 2 seconds. That's about it. process of the living. The ironic rhythm is a grand orchestra. It's never the same tone. Who wants to stop this? There can be. When the violent storm is over, blue sky is more beautiful than ever. You see, I want that, that's all I want.
Okay, I am back. Let's see. How are we doing? Oh, fuck. I realize what we're getting ourselves into here. This is extremely autistic, but it's gonna get heated in here, so I gotta open up the window. Yeah, just gotta open up my window real quick. It's gonna get heated. Okay, finally, we can get back to this psychopathy that we're witnessing.
Than Origami Kingdom could ever. I mean, they can't think beyond their little bubble of like Mario memes. We've seen a lot of Hotel Mario memes. They can't think beyond that bubble. We're thinking big. This is grand scale. This is conspiracy. This is the plot of Deus Ex. This
quite
is
literally
all about this. Keep going.
Stand out amongst the other channels out there. And even in the Thomas community, there are a lot of YouTube channels that make tons of quality content for everyone to enjoy. Video analytics such as The Unlucky Tug, Train Boy, and The Thomas Cynic.
Train Boy? Oh, no. Okay. Are there literal channels out there that just doesn't surprise me? You know, there are all these little low quality Mario plushie things trying to rip off Super Mario Logan is his name, I think. Bunch of rip-off channels. Wait, how? Okay, the Thomas Cynic. How the fuck can you be cynical about Thomas the Tank Engine? Okay, how does that happen?
So we already saw Train Boy.
Analytics such as The Unlucky Tug, Train Boy.
Unless this is Train Boy, unless it's not the same Train Boy as Train Boy 11. We saw Train Boy 11 in a fucking Jason Gomez video. If this winds up...
Oh no, it seems like there's some crossover here from some of the other psychopaths Deadwing has analyzed. This reminds me of the Gacha Life rabbit hole. I'm vaguely familiar with that. I think Down the Rabbit Hole made a video on Gacha Life, but oh my goodness, it is eerily similar.
Crossing over into fucking Origami Kingdom, I just don't know. I truly don't know what we're gonna do with ourselves.
Modelers such as Thomas Wooden Railway, the Train Modeler, and Caleb Train.
Okay, I mean, I get the appeal of wanting to make little railways to show off to people on YouTube. I get that. It's like, could be something you're doing for your kids, and you just want you also want other people to see it too. It's like, and maybe get a sense of nostalgia. It's like, oh wow, I remember watching Thomas the Tank Engine when I was a kid. This brings me back to simpler times, stuff like that. And I have a feeling a channel like this just re-uploads the older episodes of Thomas the Tank Engine and just, upscales them a bit.
And Thomas content providers such as
Caleb Train. The name is Caleb.
Thomas HD Classics, Thomas HD Media, and of course, the Thomas TV Patrol. And all these channels come together to share their wonderful content and
I get the HD Classics one, but I don't get the others. I really don't. Oh, what's up, Rexus? Did you send me something on Discord? I don't think you did.
From the Thomas fandom that we know today.
The Thomas Web Ring. I'll be sure to join them all.
But as the old saying goes, whenever there is light, there will always be a shadow.
And apparently, an 11-year-old kid casts quite the shadow to you turbo autists.
And in that shadow lies a ton of YouTube channels with a disreputable past and are infamously known to cause trouble on YouTube.
What?
This is the story of one of them.
What? You gotta be shitting me.
We are gonna rant on a user. Okay, this is the truth about Hayden. Now, what do we guess? Is it gonna be a 10-year-old? Are we thinking like? I'm thinking it's gotta be between.
Yeah, it very much reminds me of dogs eating dog six. Absolutely. There's a reason why that guy's considered a lolcow. I think he is trying to change his ways. Why the fuck are you watching this? This is too autistic for me. These are dangerous levels of autism. I thought my ranting about the cultural norms of working class boomers was bad. This is even worse than that. And be glad. You guys should be fucking glad that I'm not watching this on its own. I'm watching this thanks to the help of the bear.
10 and 20. So we got a 10-year span. I'm thinking I'm gonna go with 15. I'm gonna go with it's a 15-year-old. I wanna say it's a 15-year-old.
Fuck.
Hayden. Any Haydens in chat?
Hayden,
you feel called out?
Red Engine. Where do I even begin?
This fucking heartless user.
Well, before I talk about who this individual is, let's focus on some backstory for a bit. So about 3 months ago, I made a documentary on the famous YouTube channel Thomas HD Classics, and it was my first attempt at a long explanation/analysis video for my channel. And the feedback from that video was so positive that I practically demanded for another video like this. But I knew at the back of my mind that this video would be a bit more difficult than my previous video, simply because that this video focuses on a more serious and darker tone, rather than a lighthearted story like the previous one.
Again, what the fuck did this 11-year-old kid do? What did he do to justify all this?
And with
nothing, I bet.
Longer than anticipated.
This video is hardcore news, okay? We don't need any kind of fucking jokes. We don't need Marvel quips every 3 seconds, you know. None of that shit to distract us from the core point of what matters here, which is that they're feminizing they're feminizing our men, and they're putting the chemicals in the water supply. And that's what we're getting into here.
A lot of time to edit and process was another big hurdle that I had to tackle with. But trust me, it'll all be worth it in the end. Now, I know a lot of people are watching this video right now wanting to see Hayden getting exposed, and probably want to cancel him too.
Are you telling me there's a bunch of, 30-year-old men who are just, absolutely seething, just waiting for some 11-year-old kid to be exposed for some supposed wrongs? Are you actually telling me that right now, Mr. Blue Puffball?
And while, yes, there will be some controversial topics about what Hayden did, many people are trying to spread the
this is really gay. This is really gay. People are actually shipping themselves with the fucking they're shipping themselves with trains. They're shipping themselves with trains. You gotta be shitting me right now. And it's the Muslim train too. It's a fucking Muslim train. What's up, Splicer? Yes, enjoying myself. You mean torturing myself? Yes, I am. I'm torturing you guys too with me. But seriously, I thought I was nutso butso. I guess not. I guess not, because there are people out there who would legitimately ship themselves with Thomas the Tank Engine characters. Angry Orange Show. No, I'm not angry. I'm just what the? I'm laughing, but I'm also just shocked. It's just so gay. It's just so gay.
Rumor that this video will practically ruin Hayden's life, and spreading misinformation too.
Scurvy, we should drink Orange Crush and develop turbo cancer. Oh my goodness.
But that's not the message that I want to give to everyone. And I also want everyone to keep three things.
There's people hyping up this video. There's people that are like ominously,
Oh,
a video
wow.
is coming, smiley face. That's, okay.
But that's not the message that I want to give to everyone.
Well, it's not your message.
I'm gonna do what Ronnie McNutt did. Oh no! Why'd you mention that guy in the chat, Rexes?
It's alright,
To keep 3 things in mind while watching this video.
Oh no!
First and foremost, this video will only show real facts about Hayden and other people's
Bro, I've seen that video too. It's messed up.
Shaped on anyone's personal bias whatsoever.
Ugh.
Second, this video wasn't purely made just to get Hayden's attention. And if you thought that was the main purpose of this video, then you would be dead wrong.
You know, not gonna lie, I would absolutely, if Saturn was like available at this very moment, I would absolutely just torment her with all this. I think I finally found something. I think I finally found something cringy. That would make her cringe too. It's just this whole thing. A bunch of 30-year-old autists going after an 11-year-old kid because of supposed wrongs. Spiritually Geeky, what's up? This is extremely autistic. Yes, I know, Rexus. Yeah, get Saturn on for a show. Yeah, it's not like she hasn't been on before. She was on for the birthday bash, but she's probably busy. Satinar, what's up? How's it going? Right now, we're going over the fact that there's a bunch of, like 30-year-old autists who are going after an 11-year-old boy for just the stupidest shit in the world. It's over Thomas the Tank Engine.
Finally, and most importantly, don't view this video as a simple exposing video where I just explain about all the negatives about Hayden and be done with it.
If you want to, Splicer, if you want.
That's not how it's going to work here. View this video as a video that someone can go back to and watch it again and again for other generations to come. View this
for hundreds of years, well and truly beyond the heat death of the universe.
Doing good, been playing some Digimon, drinking tea, and waiting for Chronic stream to start. Alrighty.
Some
I didn't know he was streaming today.
Hayden's videos will remain on the charred husk of Earth. It will be found, and eventually, in billions of years, they will find some way to watch this video talking about Hayden for generations to come.
Video as a lesson to children starting off on YouTube on how to become a great and successful channel and not to repeat the same mistakes as Hayden did. Because the purpose of this video is to spread awareness.
Well, he says children, so that's not good. I'm thinking maybe lower than 15. Maybe 10, maybe closer to 10.
The fandom that even though the Thomas fandom is full of toxic and rude people, the best we can do is to show the good in everyone and try to fix our mistakes in their past, rather than creating more problems.
Yeah,
you gotta be shitting me.
I'm not saying my works are going to outlive Michelangelo and Da Vinci and inspire generations and nations will rise and fall at my word. I'm not saying that or anything. But, if you said it, I wouldn't say no either. Because, if anything, it's up for interpretation, really.
And that's what we're going to get into today. And to show the hype behind this project, here's a list of all the people that help support this video. Now, I won't name all these people as it's a...
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26 people. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. 26 people are deranged enough to just support this.
Seeing too many fucking usernames that
I only know one other woman with an injured back that's a VTuber, Kirsha. Though you like Saturn more. I see.
Remember, I'm not seeing any Jason Gomez's
Holy
or anything.
Fuck,
it's funny
dude.
how there might not actually be much crossover with these folks. Train Boy could be a different Train Boy. It's not Train Boy 11 after all. It's just Train Boy.
Right.
So this could be completely unrelated to anybody from Origami Kingdom, but it sure feels similar.
Origami Kingdom, that's funny.
Hayden's origin stories.
As expected, Saturn is tired and cannot join you tonight. That's fine. That's fine. especially after last night. I get it. But one of these days, I will find something. that will make her cringe. If not this, because it's like, oh, now she's gonna know. It's like, oh, you were talking about fucking the train autism on your stream. So I'd have to look around. I'd have to do more looking around. Well, yeah, it has been a rather long week, so to speak. And I do pray for her and all the other people involved in the fallout of Lucky Entertainment, that they're able to, you know, get back on their feet.
You know, the origin story of Hayden, the villain. Noted villain and bad villain character who is worse than Peter Griffin. Hayden.
So in order to find out who Hayden actually is, we need to look back on his origin stories to see where he exactly came from.
One of these days, Scurvy, I'm gonna have to show you Robin the Meta God as punishment for this.
Most of Hayden's personal life.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, most of the personal life of this 11-year-old child on the internet who I'm bullying in this video. Okay, we really are into this. We really are. I can't process the fact that there's just another video that's not even
origin story.
So similar to the fucking Omni King's video. I can't believe this.
The only information I could find was on his own wiki page on YouTube's WikiTube.
Wait. What? Look, I need to listen to that again.
This video, I can't believe this.
The only information I could find was on his own wiki page on YouTube's Wikitubia. The link to that site will...
This shit is on Wikitubia? Are you kidding me? Okay. Okay, perhaps we don't need to watch this video. Let's see. I gotta make a new tab here. Wikitubia, and... What's this guy's name? Thomas Fan 2011. Oh, I guess the page is taken down. Whatever. I am gonna use this time to actually set up a little micro segment, so to speak. No, not that one. Okay, gotta refresh a little. I guess there is not a page. I guess there is not a page in that regard. Okay. Okay, there we go. We're gonna continue with this for just a little bit longer. I guess he is no longer. I guess, you know, there's no longer the page on Wikitubia because it's an 11-year-old kid.
Will be in the description. So Hayden was born on February 9th, 2000.
Oh, you doxed the poor kid too? Oh my goodness, you literally doxed the kid. First name and last name. And you're saying he's the bad guy?
2011. He was raised by two parents in...
Whoa, okay. I literally just doxed the kid's location. Lamau, lol even.
He currently remains homeschooled as he couldn't handle the loud noises at his school. And it was led to...
Gee, no shit, he's on the spectrum. He's an 11-year-old kid on the spectrum. Lord, yeah, I agree, Dusty. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
Handle it, stupid bitch kid, fucking idiot, fuking loser.
Believe that his father ran away from him at a young age.
Oh my god.
And his grandma taking his place shortly after.
Wow, this is... Wow. I mean, even if you're talking about somebody who's like of age and an adult, this seems like a weird thing.
Yeah, poor kid. The dad walked out on him. That does suck, but the image of Barb, that was funny.
To like... I guess if it's like Chris Chan or somebody important, you might want to talk about his fucking...
No, Rectus. We're only going to listen to this for a few minutes longer, but I think I am going to skip around here. I don't care much about this origin stuff. I don't need to say this. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
These people that don't seem to even know each other or anything, but they all just form they all independently seem to come to the same conclusion.
Oh, racial. Okay, so they're mad about him saying the N-word. Whatever. It's just a word. It is just a word. Holy shit. People get mad about that for no reason. It's so gay. It's like, oh, wow. An 11-year-old kid trying to be an edgelord on the internet says the N-word to be edgy. Whoa, so scandalous. So scandalous. Okay, we're gonna... Guess we're gonna skip around. Oh no, no. I agree. We are done here. Rexus, I'm with you. We are done here. Skipping around, we are done here. I don't want to listen to this any further now. We are done here. Okay? I think that's fair. We are done here. At least for now. I can't wait to Fed post Dusty. No Fed posting in the chat, by the way. That's not allowed. Okay. I suppose let's get to our little side segment about one of my little hyperfixations. They got mad because they're ninjas at ScurvyRum. That's a good one, Satanar. But anyways, I'm gonna show you guys one of my little hyperfixations as of a few days ago. I literally in the upcoming episodes of King's Council, I do mention this quite frequently. Let's see. Oh fuck, I forgot. I actually have to get this set up here. So we have like this little tiny clip of like Nick Fuentes, right? Now keep in mind, I don't like Fuentes very much, if at all, but every now and then he comes out with just like these clips, right? And they're actually really funny, and they also speak to truth. This is one of them. This is one of them that's just been like trending. This one is hilarious. Get back to work, Matt Walsh. Get back to work. Do not criticize Israel.
Get back to work, Matt Walsh. Get back to work. Do not criticize Israel. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Benjamin.
That's all I've been saying. Like, especially when I'm just like not recording anything. That's all I've been fucking saying is this clip. I just blurted out randomly, and I'm just like, it made me come to the realization that you'll listen soon on the King's Council podcast when that episode gets released. It's like, again, if Fuentes didn't go down the route of politics, he would have been a really good stand-up comedian. I firmly believe that. He's very good. If there's one thing I'll give him, right? It is that he is very, very good at timing, at impressions. It is very funny. And combine that with the internet, it was something like, using Vigil to put Ben Shapiro for the whipping motion and, Matt Walsh for the, the cowering motion. Fucking genius, man.
Get back to work, Matt Walsh. Get back to work. Do not criticize Israel. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Ben Shapiro. Get back to work.
Get back to work, Matt Walsh. Get back to work. I keep on saying that. It's so funny. That is something I have to give Nick credit, is that he knows how to make really funny zingers. Even though I fucking despise the guy. That has to be mentioned. I do not like Nick Fuentes, but he can be really funny sometimes. Anyways, that's my little hyperfixation. Done with that. But anyways, we're gonna go over another lolcow here by the name of Dan Sobel. I might have talked about him before on stream, but holy shit, this guy is like truly deranged. And he too is another one of these people who are way too into kids shows at this age in their life. It's like it's fucking weird, but let's give it a watch. I don't think we're gonna watch the whole thing because we still have Justin RPG songs to get to.
As of today, take this thumbs down with you, shove it up your ass, and leave me alone.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was telling that to a minor.
turns into a frog, and then the princess, that's me, kisses Hamudia John, and then he turns into a handsome prince, and they live happily ever after. The end. Whoa, 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 whoa. Greg Heffley UTTP, how dare you call me a man-child?
I remember this. He's talking about a minor. He's talking about a minor. He's getting angry at a kid. Okay? Understand that. This guy is getting angry at a minor.
In the comments in one of my videos, you are grounded.
God, he has this habit too of just mentioning like random Go Animate memes. One of them being the whole grounded thing. Fuck me, dude. This guy's a nutcase, truly.
Grounded for the rest of your life. Because I've learned my lesson for using racism.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, I learned my lesson from using racism.
Well, because I don't want to use that.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He actually has said like the hard R version of the N-word like just out of the blue in his videos on YouTube. Not in a private conversation, not anything like that. He just outright calls just the minors on the internet that he's pissed off at, just the N-word with the hard R. That's what he does.
Else I might end up beaten up by someone.
Dan Sobel built a name on YouTube for overreacting and creating cringy posts. At first, his
No
videos
shit.
looked like a person sharing his favorite shows by giving reviews and posting clips of cartoons like My Little Pony and other cartoons. But over time, the harmless fandom chatter gave way to food reviews, angry shouting, and feuds with other creators for calling him out.
Man, I love the fact that he's using Wojaks in this. This is hilarious.
Outbursts on viewers' comments that the online community never forgot. Then, in one of the strangest turns, another creator named Austin's father uploaded videos calling Dan out directly. He faced accusations of harassment and was eventually forced to apologize on camera. Not long after, Sobel disappeared from YouTube altogether. Rumors quickly spread that his parents had stepped in and grounded him after the fallout. So how does someone go from cartoon reviews to public takedowns and a sudden disappearance? And where is he now? But before we dive into those questions, there's something...
This is also the most recent video I could find on Sobel.
Thing we need to understand first. Why did a Sophia the First fan suddenly be...
All right, that's his main hyperfixation was that show in particular. Like really? Really? Sophia the First? That show? A show made for like preschoolers? That's his hyperfixation? Wow, okay, they're just getting weirder. Never heard about it. Yeah, I don't expect many people to. In regards to that, it's just like, really, out of anything you could have a hyperfixation to, it's that? It's that? This is the kind of show I'd show like my young daughters or something, like by the time they're like 3.
Become controversial. To answer that, we have to look at what set Dan apart from other creators right from the start. So, first off, we all know that YouTube is full of personalities, from the polished pros to the quirky hobbyists, and somewhere in between resides Dan's.
And you also have the retard orange who deluded himself into thinking he's an orange. And just rants and raves after having drinks in his system every Friday night.
Sobel. If you've been around the YouTube drama...
My hyperfixation is the hooked cross, the one the Germans wore in the 1940s.
circles, you've probably heard his name. Sometimes with that...
Yeah, my autism is the noticer kind. Like it seems like my pattern recognition is very sharp. But I have like a bunch of little hyperfixations. Some of them come and go. Some are long, some definitely are long lasting. I think my Guilty Gear one for sure. And sometimes some flare up, some hyperfixations flare up at like a time of year, others kind of die down. Like right now with Guilty Gear, it's like there hasn't been much news in regards to Strive 2.0. So there's that. But whenever it's not that, it's like I have the notice their autism for sure. It's like if there's something kosher behind it and I sense that it's kosher and look into it, it's like, oh, fucking course, the Jews are behind it.
Admiration, sometimes with eye rolls. Oh no, not again! I still despise Dan Sobel for treating everyone badly, but Dan didn't start out as the drama magnet he is today. In fact, his early YouTube journey was far more innocent. Just
very
a passionate
dysgenic
kid
looking
sharing what he
too.
loved.
Hamoudi turns into a frog, and then the princess, that's me, kisses Hamoudi a John, and
Yep.
then he turns
Same
into
here,
a
Rexa, same
handsome
here.
prince, and they live happily ever after. The end.
Born on January 13th, 1999 in Dix Hills, New York, Dan had a deep fascination with children's shows, particularly My Little Pony, and Sophia the First.
Hey there, everybody. I am Dan, the My Little Pony and Sophia the First fan 1990.
Were part of this weird, so fucking weird. It is so fucking weird. We're getting into a rabbit hole here, fellas.
And I would like to say, thank you all so much for helping me reach up to 3K subscribers.
Okay. You're telling me this little fuckhead got up to 3,000 subscribers in how long? I don't know in how long, but still, I'm fucking shadow banned here on YouTube. Then again, YouTube doesn't really like political content very much. They also don't like the use of certain slurs. But yes, I have been mogged. I have been mogged by some fucking weird man-child. I have been mogged.
While most teens would have quietly outgrown these interests, Dan leaned into them wholeheartedly. He talked about storylines, pointed out what characters did, and shared his opinions as if every detail was
oh, motherfucker, he's wearing a fedora.
Important. His videos showed his personality, energetic and outspoken. Sometimes he praised a character, other times he complained about a scene, but his strong emotions always came through. So why did he create channels around these shows? Dan loved these cartoons and wanted to carve out a space where he could talk about them endlessly. It was his way of finding a community, of being seen and heard in conversations where he otherwise might have been ignored. Then in 2019, Dan launched a channel called Dan the My Little Pony and Sophia.
My Little Pony and Sophie the First. He even spelt the name of the show wrong. And I mean gut instinct. I mean that I could foresee somebody backstabbing me in the back a year's time of type of gut instinct. Gotcha.
Sophia the First fan. The name tells you exactly what you're getting. Reviews, reactions, and personal takes on his favorite shows. On the surface, it seemed like just another niche channel.
Wait, let's go back to...
The name tells you exactly what you're getting. Reviews,
inactive.
Reactions.
Okay. I didn't see any sub count or anything, or archived sub count.
Shows. On the surface, it seemed like just another niche channel, but even early on, Dan's personality shone through. Loud, passionate, and a little chaotic. You could see hints of what would later define him. Energy that borders on craziness.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Blunt honesty about what hurt him.
And don't make any more message videos out of me, because I am through with you. And one more thing, Jordan. I will not be sending you...
That's also another minor. If I could recall correctly, that is also a minor that he's talking to.
Any more video letter segments because of that.
And the way he would make call-out videos on other creators. Moreover, from the very beginning...
Who were mostly minors.
Dan didn't only post videos and wait for people to watch, but dove headfirst into the community.
I do not want to see another message or an other type of video from you. So if I see any uploaded, I will get very mad at you. Even more.
Sometimes he was helpful and friendly, but other times he came off as pushy or intense.
Also, for what I've learned about what you thought about me, telling people to shove middle fingers up their private areas, for what I've learned about it. Well, it is
Yeah, motherfucker, you told a minor to do that. Okay.
Disgusting, and it makes you sick.
And if someone even mistakenly disagreed with him, Dan rarely let it slide quietly. That unpredicted and sometimes hilarious takes amazed his...
Not gonna lie, it would be really fucking funny if I ever got into a conversation with this guy. I'd just mess with him all day.
...viewers, which kept them coming back.
First of all, you do not ever bring up my past about what I did 3 years ago.
What?
And when it's in the past, it's in the past. And people...
yeah, okay, I guess we're gonna get spiritual about this now. It's not in the past. You actually need to repent for bad things you did in the past. Okay? It might seem like it's easy, it's actually not.
Needs to start moving
There's a lot of things I'm
life.
repenting for right now.
But this wasn't the only thing that got him attention. As Dan's channel slowly gained traction, so did the number of people he clashed with.
As of today, take this thumbs down with you, shove it up your ass, and leave me alone. As of 3 years ago, f you, and get out of here.
Some arguments were more personal, caused by misunderstandings or small disagreements. One clear example involved a creator named Savage Gamer, 1998.
Hey there guys, it's Dan Sobel here.
Okay, why is this guy in his pajamas? Like, it really, you'd really want to record a video of yourself calling out probably some minor or something. Just, you know, in your pajamas. Oh, that's totally normal, guys. Totally normal.
This is an angry message to Savage Gamer.
And it's a very angry message in his pajamas. How does anybody take him seriously?
1998.
I don't...
Dude,
fuck me, I don't get it.
Why in the names of God did you make a commentary video out of me?
Savage Gamer made a video analyzing and criticizing Dan's general content and style, and Dan fired back with a fiery response video, defending himself while questioning Savage Gamer's motives. He asked him what gave him the right to question his style and make a whole commentary video on it.
Dude, why in the names of God did you make a commentary video out of me?
In the names of God?
Just because I hated Zoe the drawing cat. How dare you? Why did you do that sort of thing? Guess what, Savage Gamer 1998? I just reported you just because you bashed my opinion on Zoe the drawing cat. So
I'm sorry, what? Is this like some sort of kid's show that I'm unaware of? Yeah, or is it like a character from some show I'm unaware of? I don't get it. I don't get what he's talking about.
You just got reported already.
The dispute played out in public, giving the audience front row seats to the drama. However, Dan's early interactions with other creators weren't just about video responses either. He also had a habit of sending unsolicited messages. Some were innocent, like sharing thoughts or fan compliments.
Ben Lamontia, I'm upset because of Mark Taylor.
But many were complaints, critiques, or venting about perceived
Ugh.
offenses.
Oh,
he would start
boy.
recording and share everything he found false about a particular comment or response, like in this clip.
This is an angry message to the All the Dogs Go to Heaven fan. The All the Dogs
All dogs go to heaven? Like the movie?
Go to Heaven fan. I got something to say to you, bro. Why the f did you force me to take criticism by making commentary videos out of me?
Occasionally these messages were made public, either by Dan himself or by their recipients, which only made him get more views. And to Dan, it was just how he engaged with his world. This mix of passion, confrontation, and oversharing made Dan stand out. Some viewers loved him for his raw honesty and boundless energy. They found him entertaining, relatable, and refreshingly blunt. That split in audience perception would become a recurring theme throughout his career. Fans adored him, critics rolled their eyes. I still like Dan Sobel.
He had fans? This guy had fans? Like, the actual fans? It wasn't just, you know, a bunch of people latching onto a lol cow? Really? This guy actually had fans? Well, I guess I'm not doing my job well enough then. I guess I gotta completely change, I gotta completely pivot my direction as a creator to talking about baby shows and develop a strange hyperfixation with them to the point that all I'd be doing is just calling minors out online. I swear, people are fucking weird, dude.
Dan Sobel and Ben Lamontia are big crybabies, and everyone watched, intrigued to see what he would do next. Interestingly, a lot of this early drama wasn't necessarily planned. Dan was still figuring out how to navigate online communities.
Yeah,
the result
no shit.
was a reputation that grew faster than his subscriber count. People began to associate his name with drama, even if the incidents themselves were relatively minor.
And I would like to say, thank you all so much for helping me reach up to 3K subscribers. I really appreciate all the love and support. So, thank you all for helping me reach up to 3K subscribers. I really appreciate it. Thank you all.
Moreover, there's also a certain pattern that emerges from these early conflicts. Disagreement leads to public response, and thus attention.
Made a terrible video out of Andy Ho. That is unacceptable. You made a commentary video out of...
I think, let's see, introspection, what I do 3 years ago, introspection and genuine regret. I think it was lolcost stuff. Yes, I mean, look at the title of the video.
Andy Ho? What's wrong with you today? What are you thinking?
This formula became a defining part of Dan's presence on YouTube. While it frustrated some viewers, it also made him memorable. Because in a platform crowded with creators, being remembered, even for controversy, is often better than being invisible. Moreover, by the time Dan moved beyond his niche fandom content, these early patterns...
Sorry y'all, looks like me just trying to have genuine banter with other VTubers on Twitter. It's all, that's not enough. That's not enough now. I gotta start controversy with those I view as, with those I view as people I could have fun banter with now. Gotta do that to stay relevant. No, I'm just joking around. I'm joking around.
Had already set the stage for bigger controversies. Fans and critics alike had learned what to expect: passionate videos, unfiltered opinions, and public disputes. Whether you loved him or hated him, you knew Dan Sobel would never quietly let things slide.
And if you're still friends with Ali...
Hold on, I'll be right back. Give me a minute. Okie dokie, I'm back. Let's get back to the lolcow here, shall we?
Wilson, you can tell your friend Ali Wilson I am going to drink her piss. And since...
What the fuck, bro? What the fuck? That's so gay. And that is so gay. Also, I think if I turn... Okay. Never mind. I was just kind of messing around with OBS a little.
Charlie Janice is a minor. I'm gonna have to tell him to shove that middle finger up his private.
However, the situation worsened when that intensity was on full display in one of his most memorable rants. He explained, in a voice already strained with frustration, that vocals like Davin Osborne and Jose Crespin had exposed him on Google Meets about his outbursts and daily content, blocked him on Facebook Messenger, and accused him.
Like, this guy has nothing but free time. Of course he can make these low effort, like high volume videos. And naturally, the algorithm actually likes that stuff. And considering that he also has the energy within him to do that, I like to at least think about the stuff I'm making before I post it. Or before I even conceptualize anything, I like to think about it first. It's like, oh, did somebody actually say what I wanted to say? So there's a reason why I decided to scrap a video of mine, the Andrew Wilson one I was going to make. And that was because like somebody said what I was going to say, but better than I could. I do like to follow, I do have my own standards when it comes to making content, you know.
Him of crossing lines he swore he...
I don't think Dan does. Yeah, same. If I'm going to make something, it's going to have thought and effort. Yeah, my shit is like unscripted, but I still have things I want to say.
He hadn't crossed.
Okay, everyone. I am making this very serious video because I am starting to get very angry, and it's making me want to rage my voice right now. Because
I wonder
I have
why.
3 opinion changes. I now hate Vinny the social media guy, Devin Osborne, Jose Crespin, and Lance White.
As the minutes went on, his
Are they
tone only
minors,
escalated.
Dan?
He repeated again
Are they
and again
minors?
that he hadn't insulted anyone, that his jokes were misunderstood, and that he was tired of being accused of things he didn't do.
They exposed me on the Google Meets, and they also
Google
blocked me on
Meets?
Facebook Messenger. And they also thinks I was taking jokes that are very mean and very harshful, which I did not
Harshful? That's not a word.
even mean to take a joke like that. And Devin Osborne
You mean
thinks I
hurtful?
was insulting Maddie Nelson, which I didn't even do so.
His anger built into a storm,
Oh
his
my.
voice rising as he announced goodbye after goodbye, repeating that he never wanted to see them again.
So Devin Osborne, Jose Crespin, Lance White, and Vinny the social media guy, if you guys are watching this, what the is your problem?
There's a difference between me raising my voice in a video for the sake of accentuation and, you know, just screaming into the mic and like, what? Like that, you know, there's a difference. There, you know, it's no longer seething or sneezing or coping. It's just anger. It's just anger. That's not very fun to watch. I mean, it's fun in regards of a lolcow or whatnot, which Dan certainly is. But it's like he thought this was like actually gonna convince people. And he's screaming. I hate myself, but you don't hear me recording myself yelling it. And he's screaming into the mic.
What is wrong with you, Vinny? Devin Osborne, Jose Crespin, and Lance! Are you what's wrong with you?
What's undeniable is that this outburst highlighted both sides of Dan Sobel's persona, a creator who wore his emotions openly, but also someone whose inability to de-escalate turned minor disputes into viral drama.
You know what, Vinny? You're a monster. And Devin, you're fat.
Yeah, no shit.
Jose Crespin.
Ningbo, Scurvy, how do you choose your thumbnails? Okay, I've explained this before in regards to my thumbnails. It's kind of whatever fits. I scream like that when I'm seriously under duress and wore the hell out. Yeah, me too. Though that's a rarity for me.
And you're a and Lance, you need to go yourself because I am severely done with you all! I am done with you! You made me very angry! You made me very angry and made me want to freak out!
So by the mid-2020s, Dan Sobel wasn't just a fan content creator anymore. He was a figure who sparked discussions, arguments, and debates across the community. His name became a shorthand for drama, unpredictability, and the kind of over-the-top energy that made him impossible to...
Oh, what did you ask, Rexus? And I mean... Okay, what was the question you asked, Rexus? Feel free to repost it. Speaking of autism, you ever look at the JRC school in Massachusetts? I mentioned it last time, but that's what those types of people attend.
To ignore. And while not every moment from these early years was dramatic,
oh no, you're telling me there's a school that pumps out Dan Sobels?
Even small situations into public.
Oh, the electroshock therapy on disabled patients. Okay, yeah, that is absolutely... I have an answer to that now. Absolutely unethical. How the fuck is that still around? We have actual practices with special education that we don't need electroshock therapy anymore. As a matter of fact, that stuff actually prevents development There's far more efficient ways to punish a special ed student when he does something wrong. Electroshock therapy is not one of those.
Public spectacles, keeping viewers engaged, critics frustrated, and the internet
But maybe Dan Sobel could have benefited from that.
watching. One of the major examples of this came in his interactions with fellow YouTuber Jordan Bowens.
This is a response message for Jordan Bowens. Just don't make any videos out of me, and don't ever make a commentary video about me, and don't make any more message videos out of me, because I am through with you. And one more thing, Jordan, I will not be sending you any more video letter segments because of that.
At first, it was just friendly banter, a few comments here.
Yeah, we're gonna speed this up for time's sake. Yeah, I don't know what your question is, Rex. I don't know what your question is, Rexus. Feel free to repost it. And get this, given in Massachusetts, school. Oh, it's a school ran by Dems. Of course. Doesn't surprise me.
In there, but as often happens in YouTube circles, small disagreements can escalate quickly, especially when personalities are strong.
You would not do shit to me. I swear you wouldn't do shit to me, bro. In real life, you touch me, I swear, bro. If you ever touch me, bro, in the wrong way, I swear to God, bro, I'm beating the shit. I'm knocking you the out. You're weak as You take steps.
Yeah, these two faggots, man. They annoy me to no end.
Steroids, okay.
Dan and Jordan had been close friends for years, but things took a sharp turn when Jordan suddenly decided to call him out. Dan wasn't the type to forgive and forget, and the breaking point came when Jordan went public on social media, accusing Dan of being rude to him and his friends. For Dan, it became a big deal. Instead of letting it go, he took to his own channel and social platforms to share his disappointment and anger. In his videos, he expressed a genuine frustration, detailing how he felt
What was that? I think that was Aiden Ross?
Betrayed and hurt that his friend would make a whole video about past trivial things. However, whatever Dan might say, Jordan never backed out and detailed everything from Dan's crazy gestures to his weird behavior.
Hello everyone, this is Jordan's media.
Oh my goodness, he's a downy! He's a downy, everyone! No, that's crazy.
Here. And let me tell you the truth about Dan Sobel. Number one, back in September 2022, he screamed in front of my friends.
And here's the thing. The video wasn't just about being called out or getting blocked by Jordan. It was about the emotions behind it. Hurt feelings, perceived slights, and the sense that online interactions mattered in a way that sometimes felt bigger than life.
That's what people are supposed to do. Because you know this is God's country, Jordan. And also, Jordan,
apparently,
you had to block me on YouTube.
Apparently, even though it doesn't really seem like that these days, you know, with Israel's meddling and all.
Messenger? Just for bringing up my past about what I did back in 2022? Seriously, Jordan?
Once the video went live, reactions poured in. Fans of Dan were sympathetic. They praised him for being honest with his feelings, for standing up for himself, and for not pretending that the
Andrew Ditch, brother Joe. His brother Joe has I know about Joe Ditch. I know Andrew Ditch for some reason. He is oddly active these days, considering his circumstance. But he's mainly the funny thing about Andrew Ditch is that he's been responding to like Smokey calling him out, and it's like, I do have autism. I am not aroused when people wipe my ass, but it's just like, no, Andrew, you do not have autism, and yes, you do find it sexually, you find it sexually arousing that, you know, whenever people wipe your ass.
The block didn't bother him. Some critics even poked fun at the emotional intensity of the response, dubbing it classic Dan Sobel drama. One wrote, Dan Sobel's a heartless monster, but that wasn't the end. The public airing of the dispute triggered even more engagement. The block became less about the action itself and more about what it symbolized. A clash of personalities, a lesson in digital etiquette, and for many, a source of...
Okay, I'll see your question there, Rexus. Why do people like kids shows have some of the weirdest kinks? Oh, I see the question. I can see why YouTube decided to hide it. Yeah, you gotta use like alternate characters if you want to... If you feel like you're gonna be saying a word that like YouTube will detect, but again, it's primarily because of low functioning autism or mid functioning autism. Also, it's the oh man, okay, this is gonna get very dark here. But the reason why they have these weird kinks is that, okay, let me think this through just a little, more than usual. Basically, these people have the interests that they do, and you add sexual, like, you know, sexual awakening or whatnot, I think that's an adequate answer. You try talking to someone normally who's deaf and they just start yelling over you. There's no reason to yell at someone trying to help you. That's also true, Dusty. But yeah, these people, it's a mix of them mixing their hyperfixation with their awakening, so to speak.
Of entertainment. Here, Dan's choice to go public wasn't unusual for him, but the Bowen situation stood out because it was one of the first times his disputes reached beyond his small circle and gained wider attention.
He cusses and swears and pulls his middle finger to my friends for no reason at all.
Audience reactions were mixed. Some viewers enjoyed seeing someone call it like it is. They liked that Dan wasn't afraid to show frustration or hurt feelings, but others saw it as unnecessary drama and started questioning his behavior more openly. A person commented, "I never liked Dan Sobel to begin with. This incident also revealed another layer of Dan's approach. He didn't just react. He engaged strategically. By posting a video, he ensured the impact was what he wanted, which was gaining as many views as possible. He framed the story as my side of what happened, making it both personal and public."
And the real reason why I screamed is because it was all because of the guy named Devin Osborne. It should be Devin Osborne's fault, not mine.
The Bowens dispute wasn't just about hurt feelings. It was bigger than that. It became a lesson in online dynamics. And for the wider community, it was the first real look at the drama-filled personality Dan Sobel would soon be.
Right.
I hope you even close down your YouTube for cyberbullying my friend, Roy P-E-R-P-Z.
This consistent pattern became central to his online identity. He didn't shy away from confrontation. He leaned into it, ensuring every dispute generated content, engagement, and visibility. Social media blocks, messages, and public callouts intensified the drama, and fans learned to expect it. But that wasn't the only thing that stuck to his identity. Over time, the community began to label him in ways that stung. Immature, childish, or in harsher corners of the internet, a man-child. And once a label like that sticks, it can be hard to shake. Soon, clips of his reactions started circulating across forums and YouTube compilations, short, punchy snippets highlighting his most exaggerated moments. And that's where the mockery really kicked in. Each clip
I first learned about Dan from saturated content, but I think this video in particular provides a great summary as to who Dan Sobel is.
Besides what the critics wanted to see. Someone taking themselves too seriously, overreacting, or simply being too much.
Hey!
What made this particularly biting was the speed at which these clips spread. Social media platforms amplified them, drawing in people who had never seen Dan's original videos. For new audiences, the first impression wasn't a thoughtful review of a show. It was a highlight reel.
Dan, I love your snorting skills. Oh my goodness. Must be a detractor that found out who Dan is. That's hilarious.
Of someone losing their cool, and when that first impression hits hard, it shapes perceptions in a way that's hard to reverse. The man-child label followed him like a shadow. It became shorthand in the community for immaturity, poor judgment, or just being too reactive. For some, it meant that no matter what Dan did, he couldn't fully escape criticism. Yet this phase of mockery also highlighted an important truth about internet fame. Engagement matters more than approval. Every clip, every meme, every sarcastic reaction brought more eyes to Dan's content. His subscriber count grew. His videos were watched more often. And ironically, the online teasing kept him relevant. The ridicule didn't destroy his channel, it fueled it, creating a feedback loop where drama and attention fed each other.
Greg Heffley UTTP! How dare you call me
Greg Heffley
UTTP! You are grounded.
We went over that
By the time this wave
earlier.
of mockery peaked, Dan Sobel had firmly established himself as a personality impossible to ignore. Some loved him, some mocked him, and some did a little both. But everyone was watching. And here's the kicker. The same energy that earned him the man-child label also ensured he would never be forgotten. That reputation, awkward and sometimes cringeworthy, became part of his brand, a stepping stone toward the even bigger controversies and public disputes that were still to come. Just when you thought Dan Sobel's online persona couldn't get any more unpredictable, the infamous Google Meets incident hit, and it sent shockwaves through the community.
Dan Sobel posted his naked picture himself on YouTube after In Learn Truth About Him. Oh, no. Oh, where's my button?
What the hell is this?
Community. It was one of those moments that instantly spread like wildfire. The kind of story people couldn't ignore even if they wanted to. The controversy began innocently enough, or at least as innocently as things ever start in Dan's world.
What the fuck am I looking at?
On camera. Clips of the incident circulated quickly, shared on forums, social media.
What the hell is this?
Within hours, it felt like everyone online was talking about it. What made this?
You gotta be shitting me. He actually did that on YouTube? Just undress and do that on YouTube?
Situation so intense, it wasn't just the act itself, it was the context. Dan already had a reputation for crazier behavior and drama. The man-child label, the public disputes, and the exaggerated reactions in his videos all set the stage. When news of the Google Meets incident broke, it wasn't seen as a single lapse. It was interpreted as part of a larger pattern. Critics claimed it was reckless and attention-seeking. Fans argued it was a mistake blown way out of proportion. People were horrified by the incident.
I'm glad I fixate on history and political theory and cars and arms.
Citing it as evidence
Good. I'm glad I fixate on the things that I fixate to. Better than, ending up like Dan Sobel here.
maturity or poor judgment. Many felt that the act of coming online crossed a line. Dan Sobel is bad news, other one says. Dan Sobel is so gross that he needs to be sent to prison for exposing himself in front of minors 2 times. Interestingly, this controversy...
Yeah, I agree. Dan should be arrested.
Consistent pattern in Dan's online life. Every public misstep becomes a form of content. Videos responding to the incident, discussions with followers, and posts clarifying his side all fed into a cycle of engagement.
And from now on, since Hamudia Jom is a dead topic, I am no longer roasting him anymore, since he's old news to me at the point.
The incident also had long-term effects on his reputation.
Wow.
Critics used it to reinforce the man-child and lolcow labels, while fans began to see him as someone who constantly teetered on the edge between controversial and entertaining. Google Meets incident demonstrated how Dan Sobel's persona, which had been building quietly through early disputes and mockery, could escalate into a major controversy almost overnight. It also highlighted a key aspect of his online presence, the ability to turn even mistakes into engagement, debate, and discussion. Another chapter in Dan Sobel's turbulent online history came when he waded into territory that carried far heavier consequences, racist comments and political rants.
Donald Trump just got fired from the White House, which means he's no longer the president anymore. And what I recently...
Officer, he's no longer the president. Like, what kind of take is that?
Heard from Bill LaMancha saying that Donald Trump got arrested. Why he got arrested, you may ask? Well, it's because of his racism. So,
what?
Yeah, Donald Trump got arrested for racism. That is why he got fired from the president job. So that means I am starting...
Yeah, okay, so back in 2020, yes, we could talk about how rigged the 2020 election was. Then again, I don't like elections very much, period. If I'm being honest, I'm a monarchist. But, my goodness, he wasn't fired. He wasn't fired. He got replaced. That's what happens in democracy. He got replaced.
To lose my
Talk about the results all you want, but he wasn't fired.
Interest on Donald Trump.
Layered on top of this, Dan occasionally threw himself into political commentary. His delivery was heated, blunt, and often polarizing, and he rashly discussed Trump often. Instead of sparking thoughtful debate, his remarks fueled further controversy, drawing pushback from viewers who felt his insensitive words on racism crossed lines that couldn't be ignored. The backlash eventually reached a point where Dan attempted to contain the firestorm. He uploaded an apology video, speaking directly to the camera in a noticeably calmer tone.
And also, the most important thing that I've learned is that telling the truth is way better than lying, and it would set me free.
He admitted his earlier
yeah, no shit.
Comments were wrong, insisted he hadn't meant harm, and asked for forgiveness. While the sincerity of that apology was debated, the video marked one of the few times Dan publicly acknowledged missteps, evidence of how deeply the controversy had shaken his channel and his reputation.
And I've learned that racism can get you in trouble. And I am never going to be using racism anymore.
When were you ever racist? Oh, right. He did say the hard R on YouTube. Oh, my goodness. I mean, hey, I'm no saint in that regard. I'm just saying, it's like, holy shit. I don't think I've ever used the hard R on YouTube.
Ever since that was back in 2020.
I have said it, I have said, you know, and that word ending in an A. I don't really care, though.
One, because I've learned my lesson for using racism. Or else, because I don't want to use that, or else I might end up beaten up by someone.
By the time 2024 rolled around, Dan Sobel had already weathered countless controversies.
Yeah, I would not trust this guy with a gun.
However, what would ultimately become his final and most decisive downfall came through a bitter dispute with another community member named Austin, with whom Dan had been fighting over content. The breaking point arrived when Austin's father himself stepped into the spotlight. In a video uploaded directly to address Dan, he delivered a stern, measured message that cut straight through the noise. With an air of authority, he warned Dan that if the harassment about his content and threats continued, the authorities would be contacted.
Hi, I'm Austin's father, and I have a message for Dan Sobel. First of all, I've been made to understand that you have been harassing and also bashing my son, Austin. I do not appreciate that.
He reminded viewers, and Dan...
Oh yeah, Austin is a minor, just to let you guys know.
Directly, that this wasn't an idle threat, but something he had enforced before to protect his son.
First of all, you are not in a position to be telling people who to like, what to do, or how to do things. Okay?
Plato wrote a theoretical treatise on his ideal of a republic. Yes, I'm aware of Plato's Republic. I've read that before.
Let's get one thing straight. You are not someone else's boss. And opinion bashing and threatening to call the police on other people, unless you have a real good legal ground to do that, you have nothing. So, basically, I want you to knock that stuff off now.
This was only the first of 2 videos Austin's father uploaded, both reiterating the same point. Dan needed to stop harassing his son, stop trying to control the conversation, and stop escalating arguments into threats.
At the end of that first video, I also gave you a warning. I said that if I needed to, I would contact the authorities make a report about your.
This could be considered a crash out. Absolutely. Dan Sobel, that's his whole existence, is just crash outs. But it's not like the entertaining kind of like World of T-shirts, right? It's like, it's the pathetic kind of just like, oh, you need to shut up, and not like, no, I'm not. I don't get paid enough for this shit. Like, Josh at least knows how to make a funny crash out somehow. Again, if it's not him, like, you know, crashing out, he's probably like vomiting or pissing himself.
Your online behavior, where you're harassing people and doing all sorts of other inappropriate.
I have seen that before, plenty of times.
Things. And
it's funny every single time.
You sent a notification about that video. I know this. So either you chose to completely ignore it, ignore the notification, or you watched that video and chose to ignore my message.
The fact that a parent had to step in and publicly record these warnings was shocking in itself. It wasn't just another creator feud anymore. It crossed into the realm of real-world parental intervention and potential legal consequences. Dan was accused of harassing him and giving death threats. For Dan Sobel, the fallout was immediate and severe. Reports spread that his parents, already weary of his repeated controversies, grounded him following the incident.
Dan Sobel, the one and only man.
Oh, no. One second, I think we gotta do a little bit of cross-referencing here. Okay, where was that list? Okay, we might.
You said it. I mean,
we might have to do a little bit of cross-referencing here. Scottish Twins movie collector. I see the fucking Thomas the Tank Engine profile, and I have to see. I have to see. Let's see, Scottish Twins movie collector.
It's a long list, but all these people have shown their passion and love for this project that I can't thank you enough.
Okay, nope, he's not on there. Okay, good.
Child got grounded by his parents and got in trouble by the cops, from what I heard, because Austin Lee's dad told him in 2 videos that he first gave him a warning, and then secondly, he's like, all right, that's it. I'm sending the authorities to your house.
Unlike earlier dramas in which Dan often leaned into with more rants and fiery responses, this time there was silence. One wrote, such a supportive father. You tell him Austin's father, he is not getting away with this time. The grounding seemed to cut him off from uploading, FaceTiming other creators, or keeping up his steady stream of videos. The once constant presence on YouTube and social media suddenly disappeared. To the community, it felt like the curtain had come down on Dan's online saga. Fans and critics alike speculated about whether he would ever return. I haven't had any interaction from Dan, but I do know what he's done. I'm sorry you have to go through this. Your dad looks very mad knowing Dan didn't listen to your first message from him. Hope he sees this and stops talking to people like trash. Nice job, Austin's father, and yeah, I feel bad for those people who got affected by Dan's online actions. But the combination of Austin's father's direct warnings and the parental grounding suggested this was the end of the road. For someone whose brand was built on visibility, outbursts, and relentless drama, vanishing from the internet marked a dramatic and unexpected result. However, even after a long period of silence, Dan Sobel never stayed gone for long. His YouTube comebacks were always dramatic, often framed as fresh starts or new chapters. Each return began with public statements explaining his absence, promising more focused content or teasing collaborations. Fans who had followed him from the beginning were eager, while critics approached with skepticism, anticipating the drama that seemed to follow him like a shadow. From the first day back, community reactions were split. Longtime supporters welcomed him, commenting on the energy, nostalgia.
Doesn't surprise me that he tried to start a following on TikTok. Not the first time I've seen a lol cow try to gain a following on there as soon as like their YouTube channel is gone. Not my first time. Not my first time at that rodeo.
And personality that made his earlier videos memorable. Others, however, were quick to point out that past patterns, rants, overreactions, and disputes were likely to reemerge. Every upload, comment, or a social media post was scrutinized for signs of repeated behavior. Of course he comes back. Bad people like him always comes back and never learn from their lesson from their mistakes, and YouTube thinks it's okay behavior for them when it's not. This creep Dan Sobel never learns. During these return periods, new controversies inevitably arose. One comeback video sparked debate over Dan's critiques of Trump.
Let's see. I try not to treat people like trash, but I have problems with certain people and certain subjects. Yeah, I think every sperg does.
Channels, drawing parallels to past disputes with reaction creators like Gamer and Bowen. Dan Sobel will never learn his lesson, does he? Put down the camera and start using that stuff in the background, buddy. The cycle was familiar. Small gestures or opinions escalated into full-blown community discussions, ensuring that even brief comeback.
Is it me, or like does he get fatter every time he comes back?
Became events in themselves.
I think that might be the case.
Visibility mattered more than silence. Each attempt, while fraught with criticism, kept him relevant. Yet the intensity of attention, both supportive and critical, showed that the community never truly forgave or forgot past drama. Every comeback was both a chance to rebuild and a reminder of the reputation that had grown around him over the years. Ultimately, his returns highlighted the double-edged nature of controversy. While they reignited engagement with his fans, they also reminded viewers why skepticism and criticism were ingrained in his online narrative. Every step forward came with the weight of past behavior and angry, controversial content.
Yeah, no
making
shit.
Each comeback a balancing act between new content.
Yeah, that's the thing about lol cows. Whenever they come back, they're naturally going to get some scrutiny from especially people like the Kiwi Farms.
and the drama that had defined much of his career. If he is back, do you think I will lose my hatred on him after stuff he has done? No. One of the first big shifts came when Dan dived into food reviews.
Taste test review. We're going to be reviewing the limited edition Chips Ahoy Chewy Hershey S'mores.
They weren't polished productions or with fancy lighting or editing tricks. You'd often just see Dan sitting in a casual setting trying a snack, a meal, or a fast food item, and giving his honest, sometimes
of course,
opinion. That rawness.
I mean, there is a niche for that, but like, there's other people in that niche who actually know how to make those videos like entertaining. I don't think Dan is the type of person who would do something like that.
Is exactly what made them stand out. While bigger food channels chased high production quality, Dan's charm came from his simplicity. He'd take a bite, react immediately, and speak his mind without worrying about presentation.
So the thing I just got from the folks over at Buffalo Wild Wings is honey garlic and honey sriracha.
For some viewers, it was refreshing. For others, it became another piece of internet humor. Either way, his food reviews added a new dimension to his channel, showing that his interests weren't limited to cartoons and reactions. Not long after, Dan tried his hand at Hollywood Reports, short commentary-style videos where he talked about entertainment.
No fucking way. He is still making content on YouTube after being banned. That's such hypocrisy. Meanwhile, you got to give Undead Chronic all of his channels back, all of them. But meanwhile, you let this pedophile make content.
Entertainment news, celebrity stories, or major events in the industry.
Hello there, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Hollywood Reports. Today, we're going to be talking about Kelly Clarkson's ex-husband, named Brandon Blackstock.
He didn't present himself as a gossip insider, but more like an everyday fan who wanted to share his perspective. These videos often had a casual, conversational tone, like he was just chatting with friends about the latest movie or a headline-grabbing story that was catching people's attention. The combination of food reviews...
Did YouTube just recommend me a... The fuck kind of shit are you watching, Rexus?
collaborations, and Hollywood Reports widened his audience. People who had no connection to my little...
Well, I mean, aside from my channel, but it's like... How the fuck would you get recommended a fart fetishist channel? That's weird.
Pony or Sophia the First could still stumble across his takes on a new burger release or a duet. Of course, reactions were mixed. Some appreciated the variety, while others saw it as Dan stretching himself thin, chasing trends, or lacking a clear direction. I don't like this cringe video because I dislike it.
Stretching himself thin. Wow. Okay, we're gonna put the speed back to normal. We only got a minute left.
But whether viewers tuned in to genuinely hear his thoughts, or just to see what he'd say next, the effect was the same. He kept people talking. Beyond rants and solo uploads, Dan Sobel also reached out to other local creators, often collaborating in ways that felt casual and unpolished. He frequently FaceTimed with fellow YouTubers and recorded those interactions, turning private conversations into public content. Sometimes these calls were lighthearted, with Dan chatting about shows, movies, or everyday life, while other times they leaned into the dramatic, with him addressing disputes or hashing out disagreements live. These moments gave audiences a glimpse of Dan in a different light. More conversational, more reactive, and sometimes more vulnerable. Whether it was laughing with allies or debating with rivals, his willingness to connect directly with others.
Though an issue I do have with this video, right? It's like, it doesn't talk about what happened as to why Dan could be called a PDF file, you know? Saturated content goes into why. Also, I see a video from the Leaping Lemur here too. Also goes into detail as to why Dan it would be called a PDF.
Others kept his content unpredictable and fueled the ever-changing narrative around him. These later ventures showed another side of Dan Sobel, someone willing to experiment and
yeah,
push
that's
into
true,
new
Rexus.
territory,
It is just
even
YouTube.
if it didn't always land smoothly. From fandom reviews to fast food reactions to Hollywood hot takes.
This is like a mirror, an alternate path to how life could have gone.
Dan made it
for you, Dusty,
clear that he wasn't confined to one lane, and he tried to be better than before. For better or worse, he wanted to be part of as many conversations as possible, and some people supported him. Anyway, Dan refused to settle down, and that determination carried him forward, even when setbacks piled up. Hi, Daniel. Great job giving us a report. Thank you. As of now, 2025 marked the end of an era. Dan Sobel's YouTube account was officially closed. Even though it exists, it doesn't follow any more uploads because now he is trying to rebrand on TikTok. Love him or criticize him, one thing is undeniable. He left the community among discussions, memes, and analysis of creators' behavior for years to come. What do you think?
I see. I see he also has a video about the White Bowser and some other lolcow or whatnot. I'll be right back, and then I think we're actually gonna take care of the next segment. Oh, what's up, Spirit? I think we're gonna take care of the next segment on X. It's gonna be an X exclusive thing because copyright. We're gonna be listening to Justin RPG music. Great stuff. Great stuff. But I'll be right back, and I'm gonna get some more booze in my gullet.
Wisdom, patience, empathy, kindness, serenity, clarity. Break out, turn the key to a world untold. Life is a maze where the wind whirs. Blah, 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 blah. Sick and tired, normal, no big deal. I'm just walking out in the symphony. Change your view, change the meaning. Repeat it. It's worthwhile. Bothersome. At time is kindness. Depressed sickness. Those are forces by. Correct, integrity, purpose, humility, respect, loyalty, responsibility, colors in the armor, liberty, curiosity, compassion, and affection. Weave a stealthy chain. Break out, turn the key to a world untold. Life is made for the wind whirs. Blah, 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 blah. Sick and tired, no world, no big deal. I'm just walking out in the symphony.
Okay, so now I am back. I am indeed back. I'm just gonna go back to the main stage here. So I'm gonna be ending the stream on YouTube, and we're gonna continue. We're gonna continue everything over on X because I don't want to deal with copyright issues. Oh man, it is something. The next segment that we're gonna be going over is quite something, but unfortunately, it is gonna have to be an X exclusive. So I'm gonna send you guys the link to the broadcast. It is something. Sorry for the double thing, everyone. Okay, share. Copy link. We're gonna be going over here to X. So I hope to see you guys over there. Stream is ending on YouTube. Go over to X if you want to watch the rest of it. Usually I don't like to do stuff like this, but again, I'd rather not deal with YouTube's bullshit copyright system. So X it is. And also I get to be a bit more edgy than I usually am on YouTube. So anyways, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I hope to see y'all on X.